He thought I was the perfect punchline for his little locker room joke. Just the weird goth girl no one would believe. So when I told him off, he wasn't just humiliated, he became the laughingstock of the entire school. Not because of what I did, but because of what he planned and how epically it failed. If you've ever been underestimated, bullied, or targeted just for being different, this story is going to hit deep. Hit that like button, subscribe, and settle in, because this is the kind of revenge that karma dreams about. I was the goth girl in high school. All black clothes, heavy eyeliner, combat boots, even in the summer. I wasn't trying to impress anyone. I just wanted to be me. And yes, I know what that looked like in a small suburban school where football was king and conformity was survival. I stuck out like a bruise on a prom queen, and people made sure I knew it. But I didn't care. Or at least I told myself I didn't. Sophomore year, I was deep in my "don't talk to me, I read Edgar Allan Poe for fun" era. One night, I get this random text from a number I didn't recognize. The message? Guess who? I blinked at the screen, immediately had that crawling ick feeling in my stomach. It was weird, cryptic, and way too familiar for someone I didn't know. I texted back, cautious. No idea. Who is this? They kept dodging, kept playing the guessing game like it was cute or flirty. I wasn't amused. Eventually, after a whole back and forth that felt more like psychological warfare than flirting, he finally told me who he was. And my heart dropped. It was Tyler. Let me explain. Tyler was the prototypical high school golden boy, football player, Letterman jacket, perfect teeth courtesy of 3 years of braces, and a dad who owned a car dealership. He had never said more than 2 words to me since the 7th grade. And suddenly, he was sliding into my messages. At first, I thought, is this a joke? And then when he started hitting me with lines like, "I've always thought you were kinda cute. You're different, in a good way," I started to panic. Not because I liked him, hell no, but because something felt off, like a trapdoor waiting to swing. I was polite, for a while. I told him I didn't date, especially not in high school. I kept my responses short and neutral. But Tyler didn't stop. His texts got bolder, cruder. "You should come over sometime, WYK. My parents are out. I bet you'd surprise me in the best ways. I could make you feel good, goth girl." That was my limit. The politeness died fast. My blood boiled. I could feel it in my chest, that tight, hot pressure behind my ribs. He crossed a line I had drawn clearly, and he knew it. So I snapped. I don't even remember exactly what I typed, but it was venom laced with sarcasm and rage. "You're pathetic. You're not special, Tyler. You're just another unoriginal jock who's gonna peak at 17, live off high school stories for the next decade, and wonder why no one ever really liked you for you." And I kept going. I torched him. His ego, his fake confidence, his generic personality, all of it. I ripped into him like I'd been waiting years to speak my truth. It was the kind of catharsis you don't plan, but once it starts, you can't stop. He didn't respond. But the silence? That was the first clue something was wrong. Or right, depending on how you see it. The next day, I found out what was really going on. Apparently, Tyler wasn't alone when he sent those texts. He had friends over, the kind of guys who think locker room talk is a personality trait. They were all in on it. The plan? Lure me over to his house, pretend he was into me, then mock me, record it, probably spread it around school. Yeah, it wasn't just a prank. It was predatory. And I know what you're thinking. What if I had gone? I've asked myself that too. And honestly, I don't want to know. Because I know the kind of guys they were. The kind that laughed when another girl cried. The kind that smelled weakness and fed off it. But the universe? Oh, it had other plans. Because the thing is, my rejection wasn't just brutal. It was leaked. Tyler's own friends, the same ones who were hyping him up, turned on him. They saw the texts, saw how desperate he came off, how I shut him down, how he tried to bait me and instead ended up looking like a clown in front of the whole circus. And they leaked everything. Screenshots spread like wildfire. My friends picked them up, and oh boy, they went nuclear. They printed them, passed them around, whispered the story to anyone who'd listen. Did you hear? Tyler tried to hook up with the goth chick. She rejected him hard. Suddenly, I wasn't the joke. He was. And he couldn't do anything to fix it because anytime he tried to defend himself, someone would ask, "Why'd you text her then? Were you actually into her?" He was trapped by his own stupidity, his own ego, and the reality that he got burned by someone he thought was beneath him. That year, Tyler's shiny reputation tarnished. He was still on the football team, sure, but the mystique gone. And me? I walked a little taller after that, not because I wanted revenge, I didn't even plan any of it, but because for once, being exactly who I was saved me. What started as a cruel joke at my expense flipped like a switch. Tyler, Mr. Big Man on campus, got outplayed by the weird girl. And the best part? I didn't even have to do anything. I just refused to play his game. The humiliation wasn't mine. It was his. It always was. You know what they say? Never pick a fight with someone who has nothing to lose, and definitely don't try to prank someone who sees through you from the first text. Tyler, he didn't just peak in high school, he crashed there. If this story gave you chills or reminded you that karma always comes back around, smash that like button and subscribe for more true revenge stories. And let me know in the comments, what's the most satisfying takedown you've ever witnessed or been part of? See you next time.